Hey guys, it is I Can Solve. Our objective today is to solve word problems involving a volume of spheres. So you may need to go back to yesterday's lesson and figure out the volume of spheres if you are behind on that or if you haven't done that. Remember, most of our word problems are finding volume and then doing another step. So we need to have that formula for our volume. Remember, our formula for volume of a sphere is V equals pi, or 4/3 of pi r cubed. There we go. We're going to scroll down. Emma is baking cookies for her sister's birthday. She's using a bowl the shape of a hemisphere with a diameter of 11.5 inches. If the bowl is completely full of dough, and each cubic uses 28.295 cubic inches of dough, how many cookies can she make? So we know that it's a hemisphere, and hopefully from yesterday, we remember that a hemisphere is 1/2 of a sphere. We know that the diameter is 11.5, and so to find our radius, which we know anytime we're dealing with circles, we really need that radius, would be 11.5 divided by 2, which is 5.75. 0.75. And then we know each cookie is 8.295. So what do we need to know? Well, we need to know how many cookies she can make. But how do we find how many cookies she can make? We first need to know the volume of the hemisphere. So we first need to find our volume. Our plan is first to find our volume, which is V equals 4/3 pi r cubed. So I'm going to come over here. V equals 4/3 pi 5.75 cubed. So I'm going to come over here, and it is 4/3 times pi times 5.75 cubed, which is equal to 796.32. So we have 796.32. So let's go back to our question. We are working with a hemisphere. So that's the volume that was an entire sphere. So a hemisphere is 1/2 of a sphere. So we need to divide this by 2. So I'm going to come down here. I'm just going to hit enter, and then I'm going to hit this A and S, which stands for answer. It's going to pull that answer from before down to the bottom and then divide by 2. So I know my volume of my hemisphere is actually 398.16. So the volume of the hemisphere is 398.16. But I need to do something still. Let me look at this question again. If the bowl is completely full of dough, each cookie uses 8.9 cubic inches of dough. How many cookies can you make? So if I know each cookie is this big, and I know there's this much dough, I can divide 398.6 divided by 8.2 295. It's just as if I had an even number that would go in evenly, but now I get to use the calculator. So I'm going to hit enter again. I'm going to pull up answer. I'm going to leave it as that long answer, and I'm going to divide it by the 8.295 from my problem. So I get 48.000. So Emma can bake 48 cookies. Now, I may, going back into it, yeah, that's perfect. She can bake 48 cookies. All right, going on to the next one. Lillian and her friends were playing with a volleyball, fully inflated volleyball that is now deflated by 25%. If the beach ball has a radius of 13.5 centimeters, how much air is left in the beach ball? So we know that the radius of the beach ball is 13.5 centimeters, and we know that it is 75% inflated. And you may be asking, how do we figure that out? Because 100 minus 25 is equal to 75. So it was 100% inflated, it was fully, that means 100. And now it's deflated by 25%, so it's 75% inflated. We need to know how much air is left. And to find that, we need to first know the volume of the beach ball. So we would do V equals 4/3 pi r cubed. In this case, they gave us a radius. So V equals 4/3 pi 13.5 cubed. And I can just come right over to my calculator and type that in. Volume, so you don't have to write V equals, and you just do 4/3 pi, and then 13.5 cubed. And you can just type that in all in right like that, and you get 10,305.99. So we're going to do 10,305.99. But we don't just want that, we want 75% of that. So we can actually hit enter, hit 75, and then this percent, and then the answer key, and it pulls down that answer that we last did. So 75% of that is 7,729.5. So our final answer would be 7,729.5. So times 75%, or 75% of. Alrighty. Jasmine is decorating ornaments on a tree, ornaments shaped like spears. There are 35 ornaments. Each has the radius of 3 inches. If the ornaments are filled with glitter, how much glitter in cubic inches are contained in the ornaments? Round to the nearest tenth. So you know that there are 35 ornaments. That each has a radius of 3, and you need to know how much glitter to fill them with, or total volume. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the volume of each sphere. So remember, V equals 4/3 pi r cubed, and then you're going to times it by 35. So I'm going to let you pause this there and work this one out on your own. Right. Hugo has a cylindrical container that holds marbles. It has a height of 10 inches and a radius of 5. Each marble is shaped like a spear, 1 inch. If there are 150 marbles in the container, about how many space is used for the container? So this one has a lot of steps. So and this one says specifically use 3.14 pi. So we are not going to use that pi button on our calculator. We are going to use 3.14. So we know that the volume of a cylinder, so volume of a cylinder is V equals 2 pi r squared times the height, and the volume of a sphere is V equals 4/3 r cubed. So we need to know the difference between the volume of the cylinder, and the volume of marbles. So let's do the cylinder first. We're going to do V equals pi as a radius of 5 inches, so 5 squared times 10. So when we come over to our calculator here, it says specifically to use 3.14. So we're going to do 3.14 times r, which is 5 in this case, squared times 10. We're going to use 3.14. Which in this case is 785. So the volume of the cylinder is 785. We're going to come over here and do the marbles, which is 4/3 times 3.14 times 1 to the third. But there's 150 of them, so we're going to times whatever we get by that by 150, because there's 150 marbles. So we're going to do 4/3 times 3 times 3.14 times 1 cubed. And that would normally be the end of our formula, but because we have 150, we're going to do times 150, which is equal to 628. So 628. So now you just need to do 785 minus 628. And you can type that in your calculator, or you can just, 7 is 5. So it's 157 inches cubed. The difference for that one. Lisa and Paul are having a snowball fight. They have 7,180 centimeter snow. If each snowball is made up of a sphere with a radius of 3.5, how many snowballs can they make? So you need to find the total volume. So you need to find the total volume of one snowball and then do snow divided by the snowball. So the total snow, which is given to you in the problem, the total snow and then divided by the snowball. So volume. So I'm going to want you guys to go ahead and pause this here and figure out the answer for this one. Alrighty, go ahead and write your reflection and have a great day.